Hello, Boris Pravisham here. The other day Sleaford, who I've played and recorded with before, contacted me suggesting we build something together. I remembered that not long ago we built an assortment of fighters, as well as some people submitted their own versions to me, so I figured we should build something to transport them around in the form of a large carrier. This build is purely for fun and with no aim whatsoever. We're making this up off the top of our heads, and neither of us has built with another person at the same time before. It's also not going to be explosive viewing. I'm going to cut together the many hours spent on this and assemble it so you can see our thought process as we problem solved and created our way through this build. I hope you enjoy it.
Do you think there should be, like, should we fly in from, like, the left and right of the ship? So the fighters would be released from, like, if you like, from the port and starboard? Like out the side, or the front, or the back, or...
We could do that, or we could have like a hole in the back that they all fly out of. That might be more protected if we do that.
And less moving parts, because I'd like to put a door over that.
Oh yeah, so then we only need one instead of two on each side. Or, I mean, one on each side, but...
So that means there'd need to be sort of a corridor down the middle, and then...
But the same... one big enough to fit those ships, and then are we going to build most of this out of heavy armor block? Or just the...
depends how...
Maybe just like the landing pad and then some like important parts.
We would have a corridor.
You want it to be like a circular tube, or...
Yeah, look better. Like, at the least it would look better.
Yeah. I don't know how...
I'm just putting this here for a second.
Here, I'm gonna
for reference.
bring one of these up. Oh, you have one?
Yep.
That's what I was going to go grab one.
And then how many along do you think we should have in here? Like, how many ships? Because we...
well, do you want it to be like... Because if we put like... Maybe like more than 6 in here, it'll start to get pretty big.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about this particular build being sort of very survival friendly.
Yeah, so we could put like 8 or maybe even 10 or something.
Yeah, we could do it on 2 rows, like 2 decks.
Oh yeah, we could have like a separate level, like upper and a lower.
Yeah. The thing then would be, it might be a bit difficult to get, I mean, it'd be difficult enough to get that ship out of the carrier without damaging it while it's flying, sort of thing. Like if we want to launch a ship while the carrier is moving. That was I did start building. Like it was part of the video where we made these these little ships. I made a sort of automatic system. That's why the mass blocks are in these ones. So it would sort of carry the ship out automatically. Like a, well, someone else called it a tractor beam. But
So
I don't know. That's really complicated, and I don't know. Well, it's not complicated. It's very basic.
Put gravity generators in the tube, and then just sort of they fly up to the tube by themselves, and then the tube will shoot them out.
Yeah.
Of the back. If that other ship has.
And then you put buffers on the side, so that way, if it's facing the wrong direction, it'll always pull it.
Yeah.
Pull it in and not let it hit the side. So that's what I used. We'll see what happens. Let's get this corridor down first. I think. Is that a hangar there, or
this? I was just kind of building the corridors.
Yep. I think we'd have to go one higher on the inside to make this a sort of circular, unless you want that. Let me just try something.
Do you think that looks good? Not sort of circular, but it's like a
yeah, hang on.
Slanted on the sides.
Add this back, so I'll just see what this looks like.
Oh, I have my UI turned off. There.
Most of my building process is spending a long time building something, not liking it, undoing it, and then building again. So with that half slab, it's not Minecraft, it's not slab. There's 45-degree block there. Does that look alright? Just from the inside.
I think it looks cool. It's kind of like a like on the Superman logo, just without the S in the middle.
Yeah.
It's that sort of shape.
And then would we cut into the walls for the hangers? Or did you picture having
Or we could
them?
just build a bigger hanger out here. We don't need it doesn't have to be this long, I guess.
No. I did that thinking we were putting holes in it, but if that's not, then we can... let's get...
That might make it...
long.
Oh, you wanna have like holes in the side and then hangers on either side and then they funnel into the tube? That actually might be better.
Okay.
Because then we can have more than one. I was just thinking of having one main one at the end of it, but that seems like a cool idea to have them sort of on the side and then...
Have them... I have no idea how it looks, but again, I'm terrible at picturing things in my head, so I build them. Hence why it takes a long time for me to build anything.
We can cut a little hole right here, but this might not be big enough. Let me see. Oh, maybe I should... Hold on. I'm going to turn off symmetry mode for this, so that I won't forget what it looked like before. Will that fit out there? Probably not.
I think maybe...
Why does this look...
Oh, I've got to turn off symmetry mode as well. I think maybe one more, like this.
Oh, I think I accidentally just deleted something. No,
And then can we bring in the sides without it looking too bad?
I'll go grab the ship and try and fly it through there.
That's going to be too small.
Maybe we'll just need to have, like, careful fly. Oh, this seems... Oh, I burned something. We could put heavy armor blocks around that ring, but...
Yeah. We put heavy armor around each of those. Because if this ship's moving whilst that's trying to go anywhere, we're probably going to end up crashing at some point, so...
The pilots are probably going to need to turn off their inertia dampeners before they start. So that they could be traveling the same speed as the ship as soon as they...
Otherwise they will end up departing the ship through the wall. Now I'm just trying to think of how to make this entrance look a bit better. Let's just extend this a tiny bit. Now...
Then we could build another one directly across from this one.
Yeah. To make this, I'm thinking aesthetics for this build, but if I do this, it might end up like the hangar being too big. I like to have this sloped in a bit. I think too many of my builds have been very square, so... Oh, again, this should be in heavy armor. I'll just see what it looks like and then...
I was just sort of replacing it as you went, but...
Yeah. But, well, that... I don't know if that will get in the road of anything those... blocks on the ground, because that limits the amount of space around the ship. If you see what I mean.
Let's see. Yeah. I think as long as...
I'm just going to grab that other wider one, because people made ships that were a bit wider than that one.
Oh, yeah.
No, we can always resize them.
Oops.
Oh.
I accidentally cut away some random block and I have no idea.
Oh, no. Cut. I forgot.
That's it.
I don't know if you... Did you play a game with Drunk Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was there. He built one of those ships, that blue and red one, and didn't put any forward thrusters on it. Well, backward thrusters. So I just went to go in then, and almost...
It doesn't reverse.
No.
Oh, I think he said that he reversed by turning all the way around. Maybe we could just throw some... Let me see where some thrusters would work. Oops. Turn off my jetpack.
Go in.
they could look right there. No, that looks weird. No, I don't remember how he had that.
Well, this one probably wouldn't fit. Well, it would. I'll try. Down the button.
Just put these there for now. Good.
This one doesn't have any landing gear, but we can imagine. Well, that one's one of the wider ones, and it does fit.
It does? Okay, now I need
Just.
to come up here.
That's what I was talking about. But I do have those. Maybe if we could just remove these bottom corner pieces. It doesn't look
And then
it
leave
doesn't
the
look that bad, but
top ones.
that does give a bit more room to move around and run in any pipes that are necessary and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We should leave the backs open for the moment, I think, out here, because this is where we would be running pipes and stuff to refuel and resupply, that sort of thing. Presumably the connector would come out of the back, or maybe the top. These ships don't have connectors on them because they were built before. I presume the back of the ship's the one I'm closest to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's where I was imagining they're going to get launched out of, so that will be the back.
Okay.
So we could have just like these two and then one big one at the end of this corridor.
Yep.
Or we could...
We probably shouldn't make this ship absolutely massive.
yeah, so...
So should we leave this as a chute where I am? Or should we shorten it or add another hangar in here?
Yeah, we could shorten it. I was just thinking that this like entire tube was going to be basically most of it except for the just outer part would be inside the ship, so
yep.
We would just have stuff around it. Or it'd be cool if they added in like sort of like signs. They could have like holograms or something.
Yeah,
and you could
just LCD
tell people
screens
like
or something like that. Yeah.
Like make sure you have your inertial dampeners off or something, so the pilot doesn't just try to fly and get flung out the back of the ship and rip a hole through everything. So are you thinking that each one of these tunnels is going to be its like own hangar then?
I think so. I don't know how efficient this is.
Fly out of here.
Yeah. I don't know how many of these we can actually sort of fit in. It might only be 4.
And then we'll have to have a bit of space between these and the like outer wall of the ship so that someone can walk back here and then go through a door, get in their ship, and yeah, that fits. I haven't really made any doors, so I don't know what kind. If you're thinking of like using some sort of piston or something, because I know people can do that with rotors.
Yeah, I've got a few different ones in mind. I've made plenty of doors, so that shouldn't be a problem. This isn't a very efficient design because there's a lot of sort of wasted space, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
Before you continue with that one, so I don't have to delete it, do you think we should have another 2 hangars there? Because I think these hangars could go all the way along the bottom of the ship.
And then we just have this in the bottom.
So the
entirety
of the bottom, and then all of the other workings would go above or below it. So things like the deck and the storage, the engine room and stuff like that. But all of the hangars would be sort of along the bottom. So this would dictate how long it is.
As long as this tube is how long our ship's going to be then?
Yeah.
Alright. And then we could just connect it to the top somehow or to whatever.
Yeah.
I usually build like large ships, and then when I try to fly around them, I've realized that I've made like the worst interior design ever.
Yeah, the way that I tend to do them, because I ran into quite a lot of trouble with building like I'd start with the outside and then find something in the inside would fit, and vice versa. But I sort of make an interior and then build like a chassis around it, sort of thing.
So how much space? Just one block in between these?
Yeah, and I've left them empty inside in case we want to run anything down them like a tube. Unless you think we should put them together so there's no one block space. I think it looks nice, but...
Yeah. And then maybe each of these ships will just have... This will each be like their own little... Do we just want to do like that and just have it like a super small little tube that they...
Yeah, we'd have something like that. It wouldn't necessarily just be... Like it could be glass or vents or something. But that's where the door would be, and we'd have...
And then have like a... Where's the connector block? Oh, right here. Connector in the back like that, I guess. Or we could have one in the... Well, where did you put your connector on your ship? Because if you put it on the back, I don't want to put it on the top, on like the roof, and then you have to turn your ship.
Yeah. I think we will have to come up with some sort of a standard design for that. I had the problem that I needed to have the ship, the small ship, in order to build the large ship to know how big it should be. But then in order to build the small ship, I needed to know where all the things on the large ship would be. So I think we're going to have to redesign those small ships to fit this.
I think you have an ejector on there. That little one block things, because the connector. Yeah. I'll just put that on there to show you the connector's like a giant. Giant.
That wasn't in the game when I built this.
Oh yeah. I'll just get rid of that for now. Just so we could see what that looks like, or put... Yeah, we could put glass there. I was thinking... Oh yeah, that would actually look pretty cool. Can you put a... Oops, I just deleted one of the lights. A doorway in glass. How do the doors look next to windows? Let me see. Because I was thinking that the pilots would... There'd be like corridors on either side of these little hangars.
No, the glass would be... Yeah, they wouldn't match up. We could probably leave that. Well, you can work on that. I'll continue this.
Do something like this so that the pilot can look in and see. Because if we're going to have different ships here, then the pilot can look in and see if it's the ship he wants to fly. There we go. Usually when I build something, I just like look at it for a long time, and I'm not sure if it looks normal or not, or if it's just like something really weird looking.
The actual building of the ship is usually quite quick for me, but it's the standing around looking at it for hours, just changing little tiny things. That's what
Here's this
eats all the time. I don't really like the texture on those heavy armor blocks.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why it's like a camo.
Yeah. I mean, it sort of makes sense that it would be, for a military sort of thing, but...
Yeah. I think they're trying to make it set... I was reading something about from the game designers, and they're trying to make it set like it's in the future, but not so far in the future that there's just like warp drives and laser guns and stuff.
And I'm pretty sure the skybox with all those asteroids, it comes from Minor Wars, their earlier game, where the solar system was destroyed and humans were left to pick up whatever sort of resources they could from all of the asteroids. Hence why there's asteroids everywhere and no planets.
Yeah. I changed my skybox so I don't see that it... I found it's really confusing to me looking at that, and then sometimes ships are default gray, so you get lost.
Yeah. It's not the prettiest, but I leave it default, so I sort of know what the majority of other people will be looking at. I would like for skyboxes to be per world, kind of like
Yeah, like you could set a custom one.
With it, yeah, with
Yeah,
it. So that way everyone in the same world sees the same thing, which would make sense. And so you don't have cheaters who, you know, use a bright white or black background so they can pick off silhouettes and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I could just start adding these in all the hangars.
It's an interesting experiment, actually building with someone, because everyone does different things in different orders, and
yeah, I haven't built a ship with another person yet, besides just helping my friend in survival build like super small fighters. So what the heck? Oh, I must have deleted one of these.